Today we are talking all things Agility Horde Base. Now we've got a lot of info to cover and no time to waste, so let's get to it. Players in 7 Days to Die can build an extremely effective combat character with the agility attribute. However, the playstyle that this attribute leans towards is more of a stealth build. Now, stealth builds are amazing at clearing POIs and doing quests, but they are not very effective on Horde Night, for the simple reason that on Horde Night, the zombie jerks always know where you are. There is no such thing as stealth on Horde Night. So if you have decided to focus on the agility tree and use that sneaky ninja playstyle, you will need to design a Horde base that will play into the strengths of the agility tree. So today I'm going to take you through a Horde base design that works very well for an agility build. We'll start off by taking a quick tour of the actual build itself, and then we will put the build through its paces by taking on the Day 700 Horde. So first up, let's take a look at the agility Horde base. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely simple, yet effective. Let me show you what we've got going on. So we're going to start here, and we're actually going to follow the path that the zombie jerks are going to take. Very simple design, 1 block wide. Just made a simple little staircase here, so the zombies will come up and they will reach, boom, this first little barrier. And what they will do is they will have to stop and jump. Then they will proceed down into the barbed wire fences here, continue on, and once they reach that second barrier, once again, they will stop and jump and continue on trying to reach us. We are going to be inside our little box right here behind the iron bars, and all you're going to do is pull out your crossbow, use your arrows or your exploding arrows, use your SMG, and use your Desert Vulture to take care of the zombie jerks. Now, I would recommend standing back just a little bit, that way any cops in this area here or over here won't see you, won't spit at you. But that's pretty much all you're gonna do. You're just gonna stand back here, watch as the zombie jerks pour up and start pouring down this walkway here. They will get slowed down by the barbed wire, and they will also have to stop and jump over these little barriers. Now you'll notice there are 3 blocks of space between each of these little steel blocks here. That's because if you space them too closely, the zombie jerks, they'll just run right over the top and they won't actually get stopped by these and have to jump. So make sure and leave a little bit of space. A 2-block space is pretty much the minimum that you can do, but I went 3 just to give them a little bit extra time to run through the barbed wire fences, giving me more time to shoot them in the face. So again, they run up the stairs, they come to this first section here, and they jump, whee, to get over this block here. Then they start running down into the barbed wire that slows them down. Again, they will get to this section here and jump, whee, into the next section of barbed wire and jump, and finally come to attack the bars. That is going to be their path, and the reason I have this 1 block wide is so that as they're jumping and as they're knocking into each other, they will actually fall off the platform and have to come back and start again. And what's great is we can actually use our crossbow here, and I do have some exploding crossbow bolts. You can also use these to thin out the herd and get the zombie jerks off the walkway as well. So if they're piling up back here, you can fire an exploding crossbow bolt back here, have the explosion go off right over here, and all the jerks that are in that explosion radius will actually get flung off of the platform. Generally speaking, they don't always fall off, but there's a very high chance that they'll fall off and have to start again. The purpose of this design is pretty much just to slow them down, make it so they have to hop over these little barriers here, get stuck in the barbed wire, all the while you are standing inside your little safe box, shooting them in the face. You have a nice, straight, clear shot down the entire walkway that the zombies are going to path across. That is the entire purpose of the build. Your SMG and your Desert Vulture will have a great opportunity to take care of these jerks, or if you want, like I said, you can use your crossbow for the majority of it, but if they start piling up, that's when you switch to your SMG or your Desert Vulture. Remember, your Desert Vulture actually gains the penetration ability once you have completed the Magnum Enforcer book series. So it is very effective at taking out zombie jerks, especially if they are all lined up nice and neat in a straight line. That is is why this is only 1 block wide. Remember guys, the point of a horde base is to funnel the zombies and put them where you want them to be. Give them a path to follow and focus on that path. That's the entire point of a base like this. We're giving them a path to follow. There's a straight path to us. All they have to do is walk down this path and break through these iron bars and we are in trouble. But we've put these obstacles in the way to slow them down. That's all we're gonna need. Slow them down and use our SMG, Desert Vulture, and our crossbow to take care of them before they can reach the end of the path and actually break through the bars. Now again, I have made this out of steel, but you can start off with any material. I always tell people when they're starting their bases, try if you can to build them out of cobblestone in the beginning. Cobblestone's really easy to find. You can find those blue pallets pretty much anywhere. If you can't find the blue pallets, just dig up some clay, mine a little bit of stone, and you can actually craft cobblestone rocks. And then from there, you can craft the blocks and upgrade and that kind of stuff. So I always recommend that people start at least out of cobblestone if possible. If you can't and you need to do this out of wood, that's fine too. You can do this out of wood. The barbed wire fence are also extremely cheap to make. It's 8 iron and 10 wood. You can make them in your inventory. So they are very, very cheap. If you want to make this out of wood, you can. It's just not very durable. No matter what you decide to make this out of, make sure your pillars are strong and make sure the base of your tower is strong. You're going to want to use the strongest material you can for the supports. If the supports go, the whole base fails, the whole structure comes crashing down, and you will be in trouble. So in the beginning, you can build this thing out of cobblestone or even wood if you have to, and then upgrade as you go along. But this is an extremely simple design. It's basically a wood box with a little 1 block path leading up to it. And that's all you're gonna need for an agility style build. Set yourself inside here, let the zombie jerks pour down the walkway here. You stand here with your crossbow, your SMG, or your Desert Vulture. They're in a nice straight line. Just shoot them all right in the face and you are good to go. But enough of me yapping about it. I do believe it is time to see how this horde base will stand up to the day 700 horde. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to fast forward time to day 700, just a little bit before the horde, and we will get to it. Real quick, guys, I forgot to mention I do have SMG auto turrets sit on the top of my little structure here to take care of the birds. Now, 4 might be overkill. You really don't need 4. You could make do with 1 or 2, but I like having them in every single corner. That way they're facing in every diagonal direction. It gives a complete and total coverage of the skies. That way you don't have to worry about the stupid birds. Let the turrets take care of them. And of course, in the back here, we always have our escape hatch. This is also going to be the way that you get in. Just nerd pull your way up to the door, open up the door, get inside, close the door behind you, always close the door behind you, and you are ready to rock and roll. So I did want to show you that real quick before we actually get to the horde, because I forgot to show that little feature. And then of course up here I've got my generator bank that's all set up, gassed up, ready to roll. We'll make sure and turn that on before the horde night starts. But now I think we are ready to face the day 700 horde. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back once we get it all set up. Now, before we get started slaying them zombie jerks, I did want to take a moment to tell you guys that the Saven's World Discord server is now up and running. The invite link is in the description, so check that out. Come on over and say hello. Meet some of the other absolutely amazing members of the Sav Nation. So once again, the invite link is in the description. Swing on by and say hello. We would love to see you there. But now, it's time to slay us some zombie jerks. Day 700, ladies and gentlemen, about 3:15 in the afternoon, so we're coming up on Horde Night. I did want to show you what we have going on here. So in agility here, I didn't go too crazy. I just went straight agility for this run. We're going to do archery, gunslinger, running gun. I did put the stealth perks in there. So this is pretty much going to be a stealth build on Horde Night. So the way to approach the game, if you are using a stealth build during the day, again, like I said, stealth's not going to to help you on Horde Night, but we're kind of approaching this like we are a stealth build character. So we have all of the same basic perks that a stealth build will use. And for books, we've got our Magnum Enforcer, we've got our Night Stalker, and Pistol Pete ready to roll. And we also have Urban Combat. For armor, I did stick with my set of light armor. Now, I would recommend for any agility characters out there, you should save a good set of heavy armor to use on Horde Night. The light armor is all about stealth. And again, stealth will not help you on Horde Night. So having a backup set of heavy armor that you can use on Horde Night would be very, very good. But for this run, I'm sticking with my light armor simply because I have confidence in this Horde base. I think this base is going to do very, very well, and I don't think we're going to have many problems. I could be completely wrong, and we could die a horrible, gruesome death. That is completely 100% possible, but only time will tell. As for weapons, we've got our compound crossbow. We have our SMG. I went ahead and took off the silencer and put on a muzzle brake mod instead. And of course, we have our Desert Vulture all ready to go. I've given myself a few stacks of ammo, some exploding crossbow bolts, and some regular steel crossbow bolts, and a stack of repair kits, but I have no healing items, no meds, nothing like that. If this base fails, we are going to die. I think we are about ready to roll. Everything has been loaded up and good to go. I think we're going to start with the crossbow and switch over to the other weapons as needed. So I'm going to cut it here, and we will cut back in just before the Horde starts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 20 minutes to go. Let's go ahead and kick on our generator there, get our SMG turrets ready to roll. And this is what we're looking at. Oh, this is going to be good. I am really excited for this. Honestly, I don't know how this base is going to do. I haven't thoroughly tested it. This is going to be our test, and it's going to be quite a test. Day 700 Horde against the Agility Horde base. We have our crossbow, we have our SMG, we have our Desert Vulture, and the zombie jerks are coming up soon. There is the sounder, and there are the zombie jerks. They're spawning in. All right, so it looks like they are following the path. Let's start with our crossbow. And look at that. It's working perfectly. They are walking. They're getting the blocks. They are jumping. Oh, we've got a demo. We better take him out using a little bit more firepower. There. Now, I don't suspect that our barbed wire fences are going to last very long. That is okay. We don't need them to last very long. Oh, I love the Desert Vulture so much. Remember, the Desert Vulture gets that Penetrator perk. So once you get the Magnum Enforcer volume all the way up, Desert Vulture gets that nice added bonus of being able to shoot through zombie jerks. So it looks like this Horde base, guys, is working exactly how we want it to. They are coming up the little walkway, they're getting to the blocks, and they are jumping. That's giving me time to pick them off with my Desert Vulture here. Oh, that demo's head just exploded. No, oh God. No, oh, that was terrible. Oh, what are you doing, Saven? You let a demo go off. No. All right, we cannot let that happen again, guys. If that happens again, that's gonna take out our walkway. If our walkway goes down, our base fails. But it is working like a charm. If I were a better shot, that demo wouldn't have gone off, but I never claimed to be an expert marksman. All right, guys, I am gonna cut out here, and if anything of note, I'm gonna keep recording. If anything of note happens, we'll come back, but generally speaking, it's working like a charm, exactly like designed. So we'll check back in a little bit later in the evening and see how things are going. All right, guys, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to our exploding crossbow bolts here for a bit and see if we can do a little bit of damage here. If you get too close, pull out your other weapons. Oh, we got a cop, we got a spitter. Exploding crossbow bolts seem to be doing pretty good. Took down that cop all right. But what's great about the exploding crossbow bolts is the explosion can actually blow the zombie jerks off of the platform, making them having to go back and start again, which is cool. Hey, what are you guys doing? Get off of here. Standing a little too close to the bars, and the spiders think they can jump to you. But so far so good, guys. Other than the demos exploding, this base has stood up, no problem whatsoever. They're doing exactly what I want them to, and I'm able to sit back with my SMG and with my Desert Vulture and pick them off. So I'm gonna keep on going, guys, and I will cut back in if anything else exciting happens, or once we get a little bit closer to the end of Horde Night. All right, guys, it's about quarter two. Horde Night is almost over. I have had no problems whatsoever. Pretty much been relying on my Desert Vulture here, occasionally switching over to my SMG, peppering them down the line. It has been a very smooth Horde Night. Other than that, the demos that I unfortunately was a bad shot and actually hit the buttons, I've had no issues whatsoever. Cops do occasionally get a little bit of spit in, but that's no biggie. And there is the morning bell. Good morning, crazy world. Let's go ahead and finish off the rest of these jerks here. And I think that was it. So we did use a little bit of ammunition, not as much as I thought we would. Not too bad. Didn't use a single repair kit. Let's get out there and check and see how the base is looking. Not bad at all, guys. Look at that. So most of our barbed wire is gone. We do have two barbed wire fences left over, but barbed wire fences are very cheap, so replacing those would be nothing. And let's take a look and see. All right, so it looks like our base did take a little bit of damage. Oh, wow, that one was close to breaking. But this is where those demos went off. The demolition zombies are going to be your biggest hurdle. If multiple demo zombies go off in the same spot, they will take out your walkway. If your walkway fails, then your base will fail. But all in all, guys, I mean, that was the day 700 Horde. Day 700. And this thing performed like a champ. And repairing this and getting this back up and going, oh, it would take nothing. It would take nothing. Absolutely amazing build. Very simple design, but it worked like a charm. We had our bird defense up there taking care of the birds. I heard them going off from time to time during the Horde Night. And other than those demos exploding, doing some damage to our structure here, that was a beautiful Horde Night. We killed a whole bunch of zombie jerks, and look at all of the loot bags kicking around. Absolutely love it. Again, very simple design, but very effective. All I had to do was sit inside there with my Desert Vulture and my SMG, watch them pour down the walkway here, and just shoot them as they come. I took care of most of them before they even got to the very end. That's why these survived, because most zombie jerks died before reaching me, before reaching the bars here. Now, the bars did take a little damage from cop spit and the occasional spider that jumped up there, but other than that, nothing even got close to reaching me. So for an agility build, this is a perfect Horde Base design. The agility attribute is absolutely awesome. The stealth build in this game is one of the most powerful builds that you can make. Having the ability to kill the zombie jerks in a POI before they even know you are there is amazing. However, that same stealth build will do you no good on Horde Night. So it is important to craft a Horde Base that will play to your strengths. My design was very simple and straightforward. You can definitely make more elaborate bases, but in all honesty, guys, sometimes the simplest bases are the best bases. I hope you folks have found this video helpful and or enjoyable. If you did and you'd like to see more character build and Horde Base tutorials, I've created a very special playlist that you can access by clicking the box in the top right corner of the screen. But for now, this is Saven saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me in Saven's World. And remember, the average gamer is always king of the hill on the bell curve.